For example, if someone develops a habit of smoking, that's also a bad habit. It's a kind of negative thought, isn't it? Why does a person smoke? After a while, they start craving a smoke. If someone can quit smoking through hypnosis, then why can't negative thoughts be removed as well? We have some wrong beliefs in our minds. Negative thoughts. Stage fear is also a negative thought, isn't it? So any kind of negative thought can be removed.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Sir, I wanted to ask this.
Yes, yes, go ahead, please.
Yes. Sir, I wanted to ask, like, some people develop mental disorders like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. So is this a part of the subconscious mind or what is it?
Yes, ma'am. This is a part of the subconscious mind. All psychosomatic problems, what does psychosomatic mean? Psycho means mind. Somatic means soma. That is something that starts in the mind and affects your body.
Okay. So why not remove it through hypnosis?
Absolutely. It can be done. It definitely can be done. Let me give you a small example. You'll see how our mind overcame a physical problem.
Okay.
During World War II, Germany was losing very bad. All right. At that time, there were hundreds of thousands of their soldiers who were injured. Somewhere or the other, someone had some wounds, some were seriously injured, and they didn't even have enough medication to treat all of them. So, what happened was during that time, they were given a regular tonic, just a normal tonic by their commanders. They were told that this is an antibiotic and that after drinking it, they would recover very quickly. Now, let me tell you a small thing. Whenever there is a soldier, he always trusts his commander the most. If he has faith in his commander and the commander says this is nectar for you, then just on the basis of that belief, he drinks it. No matter whether it's actually an antibiotic, a normal tonic, or just a sweet drink, it will work on him. Why? Because the mind has accepted it. So if such a big effect can happen on the physical body, then mental problems will be affected even more quickly because all of this is really a game of the mind. If your mind accepts it, then anything is possible. Notice one more thing, just observe one more thing. There are many people who have gotten cancer. All right. In the hospital, there will be two people in the same ward whose situations are exactly the same at the time of admission. One recovers very quickly, while the other stays the same or even deteriorates a little. Why? Because this person's mind was strong. Now, I'll tell you a small example, a real example that happened with my sister. For 3 days, 24th, 25th, and 26th, we kept searching all over Delhi, hoping to find any bed, any oxygen, but we couldn't get her oxygen. She had gotten COVID, but we couldn't find it. At the last minute, the only place we found was in Nawansha, Punjab. That's around 340 kilometers away. The moment we found out, we immediately booked an ambulance and took her there. Even after reaching there, she didn't show any signs of recovery for 2 days. After 2 days, the doctor just asked, who all are there in your family? So she said, I have my husband, my daughter, and my mother-in-law. Then they said, you don't have to live as much for your husband or your mother-in-law as your daughter needs you. The choice is yours whether to take the injection or not, whether to wear this mask or not. Because she wasn't accepting the mask of the NIV machine. It pricks her. She had a deep cut there, so it hurts. It causes a wound. That's why she was refusing to wear it. But ultimately, when she was told to think about her daughter and decide whether to wear it or not, she immediately picked up the mask and put it on her face. And she started recovering. Within 24 hours, she began to recover. She entered recovery mode. She was in recovery mode within the first 2 days. By the third day, she was there. So it's the mind that prepares you. That's what we call willpower. So, what do you need for such mental problems? You have to convince your own mind. People suffer from OCD, they have to wash their hands 100 times a day. Otherwise, they just won't be convinced. But if their mind accepts that their hands are clean, then definitely the affirmations that go into them will bring about improvement within them. They'll gradually reduce it from 100 to 80, 80 to 60, 60 to 40, and so on. Smoking is also a kind of mental phobia, isn't it? That feeling of craving that I need it, I have to smoke, I need a cigarette. But when people themselves decide that they want to quit, that's when hypnotherapy works for them and they gradually start reducing the quantity. There are so many examples of people who have reduced it and have used hypnotherapy to cut down. You know, in England, whenever there is a delivery in the royal family, what kind of anesthesia do they use? They use hypnosis. Anesthesia, meaning the process of numbing the body, they use that anesthesia through hypnotherapy. So just imagine how much respect or trust they have for it in their minds that with just a single command, they believe they have become numb. When I have you do the suggestibility test later, you will feel as if you have been hypnotized yourself. I will have you do it soon, maybe in a day or two. So, if all these things can affect your mind today, then why can't they cure illnesses as well? What does hypnotherapy actually mean? Hypnotherapy means giving therapy through hypnosis. Hypnotherapy is a word formed by combining two different words. It means it really does indeed do wonders.
Sir, I have another example question. Like many children have childhood traumas. And when we grow up, we often don't realize it. But later, as adults, we come to realize that we experienced trauma in childhood, which is the reason for our current situation today. Sir, can those childhood traumas be resolved through hypnosis?
Absolutely. They can be resolved. Let me give you an example. Have you heard of stammering? Have you ever seen someone with it?
Yes, sir.
Why does stammering happen? It never starts from childhood. There are two reasons for it. One is a fear rooted in childhood, any kind of fear that leads to the onset of stammering. The second is that someone has copied a person who stammers. So, what happens if you copy someone? That idea gets embedded in their subconscious mind, and stammering becomes a habit. For people who stammer, if they go to a speech therapist, there is no cure for it. A speech therapist can only help with lisping, or if you can't pronounce a particular word clearly. To cure stammering, you have to go to a hypnotherapist. People who stammer often sing very well. If they are extremely happy, they won't stammer. Even if they are extremely upset, their emotions get charged up or they get angry, they still won't stammer. They can sing very well without stammering. But when they speak normally, they stammer. So I'm telling you something that is very obvious and right in front of you. The only solution for this is hypnotherapy. Because there are people who have experienced child abuse, and because of that, they go into a trauma. For example, they might not even remember why they are afraid of marriage. When the topic of marriage comes up, they get anxious and don't get married.